Hey everyone, it is Extreme-Vampyr. It's the podcast from hell. And I am here this morning on Wednesday, ready to record, ready to make sure an episode gets made and gets posted by tonight. And making sure I have time to record for my daughter's birthday. A very special episode. No cussing will be involved, and it's all about stories of my daughter when she was a baby and I was around to take care of her since day one. And that will include the moment of birth and the details that before the moment of birth, the details of the day, of the night before, of everything gets cut up in this episode. Tomorrow's episode. In this episode, I'm going to review Monday night's Raw and SmackDown. I'll have to do maybe Friday, but I will review Raw. I have not seen all of it yet, but what I have seen, I've got mixed reviews already, but we'll find out. Also today I have had a epiphany of I went to WrestleMania in Dallas 3 years ago, I think, and I haven't been able to capture every single detail of the event that happened through my eyes, meaning all the wrestlers that I met, all the wrestlers that I bumped into, all the things that me and my then fiance did, and just like a lot of stuff nobody knows about, that maybe you, the wrestling fan, if you are a wrestling fan, because I have not targeted this audience yet, even though most of my audience is from my wrestling genre fans. So I'm going to share a story of meeting the cat. If you've been paying attention to my social media, I've been tweeting all night about meeting the cat because I went through some pictures and I decided, hey, I'm going to use my podcast as a storyteller. So expect that in today's episode. And that Raw review, hey, it's a wrestling episode. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys think about that. You guys hear how you can make a podcast. And when I come back, we're going to find out what's going on in the world. Just a little sneak peek. And then we'll go on to some reviews and some stories of professional wrestling. Alright, this is extreme-vampyr. This is my podcast from hell, and this should be fun. We'll see you in a little bit. Hello everyone, I am extreme-vampyr, and I would like to encourage you to help out the extreme-vampyr podcast called Podcast from Hell. And if you like what you hear, keep extreme-vampyr up to date with everything. Get him some new equipment. Give him something that he can put into the show. Give him some money. He needs some fucking money, and in order to give him money, you have to visit extreme-vampyr's Patreon, and that would be patreon.com/extreme-vampyr, the way I would spell it. There's a $1 tier, and there's a $5 tier, and anybody that does subscribe will get exclusive free content, and that could be, anything from a shout-out. Of course, you will get a shout-out for any donation, but you will also receive a exclusive content online, audio, video, extras that didn't make the cut, or deleted podcasts from the list of shows I have available. So go on to Patreon and help me out so I can make some better recordings, better material. I'll have more time in the day to do other things, and that means I can give you more content, more stuff to talk about. So, with that being said, enjoy the rest of the show. Welcome back to the podcast from hell. I am Extreme-Vampyr, and I was not able to record much today, so I'm recording now, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish tonight's episode, and I want to work on my, special episode for my daughter, and I just got to get to work, and I don't want no one to listen to me as I record, so I don't want them to think I'm crazy talking to myself. I don't know. They should know by now what I'm trying to do here. But I am at the Vampire Studio here in the studio, and I guess I should let everybody know about my trip to Dallas, Texas in the, spring of 2016. Yes, it was to go see WrestleMania. It was my first WrestleMania. Well, I'm a big wrestling fan ever since I was born. Like, I watched every episode of everything, except for, a few, I guess the past year I've missed a few weeks here and there, and, but, I'm a big fan. Everything I did revolved around wrestling. I'm trying to break out of that a little, but, once you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan, and that's just the truth about it. I still have a lot of you wrestling fans that that have followed me and have been a supporter of me, subscribing to my social medias, and I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to scare you guys off and think that I'm done posting my stupid comments. And, thank you, Jay Hunter from OSW Review. He just sent me, he just liked one of my tweets I sent to him. He encouraged me to keep kicking butt on these podcasts, and so that's what I plan on doing. Thanks for the shout out there, Mr. Jay Hunter. I'm trying to bring back little by little, piece by piece, some wrestling commentary here. I won't do every episode as a wrestling episode, or maybe, a little here, a little there in each episode, but I want to get, a big, a more wider range of topics here besides pro wrestling, because, I have interest in other things than pro wrestling. I should have been a pro wrestler, but, things did not work out. I mean, I was ready. I was 18, and 240 pounds of, I'm not very tall, so, I was big, and I don't know if I had the stamina. I know I haven't had a lot more stamina than I do now. Years of, drugs and alcohol have, fucked me up. But, I'm still in good shape from all the working out I did do. I'm just a lot lighter. But I live through these entertainers that you see on TV each and every week, almost every day, there's so many TV shows out there that have come and gone and are still, you know, coming out. Of course, AEW will be out pretty soon in October with on TNT of all places, and hope they don't follow in WCW's footsteps there. But yeah, and so yeah, I'm gonna go into this story of WrestleCon in Texas and WrestleMania. I was me and my then girlfriend, who was a big wrestling fan as well as me, which is why we clicked so well. I was living in Arkansas, and I'm going to tell you the whole bits and pieces of my experiences in Arkansas. Some was good, some were bad, some were great. But that's for another podcast or two or three to come. But I just want to share a couple stories from that weekend. Just meeting a few, legendary wrestlers. One of them was Mickey James, who was there with, Agnes, Nick Aldis, who is her husband, and they had their baby in a stroller as she was, I think they were taking turns watching the baby as they did autographs, because they were at separate tables. It was, interesting to see these professional wrestlers not in the ring gear and in real life. I mean, they look so shiny and neat on TV, but in real life, everybody has aging signs on their face, especially Mickey James, who was my age. She, you could tell she was caked up to the gills with makeup, and soon after that, she, I believe she wrestled Lufisto that night afterwards, because there was a free all women's show from Queens of Combat that on the first day of autograph signings that they did, and Mickey James wrestled Lufisto, and it was like they botched a lot, and it was not anybody's greatest match. I've seen Lufisto do way better matches, and Mickey James, of course, is a professional, has been around the big time, and yeah, they botched, and it happens. And but seeing wrestlers out of their gear in real life, their skin, I've always had a respect for them as far as athletes and human beings, but now they are truly, they're real people, with real things happening in their lives. And it was nice to know that, and it gave me a newfound respect for the business and the industry and the athletes and performers who do this for a living. And I wish when I was 18 I had the money to go train and make a career for myself, but I don't know, a lot of things held me back. I fell into a deep depression most of the time, and turned to drugs and alcohol, and my body deteriorated over time, and the more I got older, the lesser possibility it was of me trying to enter this profession. And at 245 pounds, 5'9", 5'10", I could still do backflips, front flips. I was fast, very quick. But besides that, I had no other physical skills other than that, so nothing was made of it. And I regret it. I should have at least tried. but I didn't. So what is done and what is done is done. But I still live vicariously through my YouTube channel and now through these podcasts. And so just, maybe one day I'll get to do something special. But for now, I will stick to what I have, and what I have is meeting all these stars in Dallas that one weekend in 2016, and I'll get into a few detailed stories when we come back. But as far as everything, I'm gonna add a little here, a little there in each episode as I go along. Hopefully, it can stay in order, timeline-wise, so nobody gets confused, especially me, when I'm telling these stories. But, yeah. Anyways, I have promised on Twitter a story of the cat and how it was to meet her, so I'll get to that after this, when we come back. Well, unfortunately, I do not have enough time, or cannot make enough time, to talk about my experiences meeting everyone. I did mean to just do one at a time anyways, but I needed to make this podcast a little bit longer, but unfortunately, I can't. But it's not going to be a mini episode. It's not going to be a bonus. It's just going to be a regular episode, just a little shorter. Now, I'm going to discuss the cat. On Sunday, on WrestleMania morning that year, after all was done, Friday, Saturday, me and my fiance had paid for, the WrestleCon experience, everything that WrestleCon had. And like I mentioned, there was a, all women's show for Queens of Combat. And that was cool. And a lot of females wrestlers were walking around, the room the whole day. So I bumped into a bunch of them. But I think the last person that I met before WrestleMania was the cat. And we all know who the cat, Miss Kitty, used to dress like China, like a little version of China, in like around 99, 2000. And she famously or infamously exposed her breast on national television. She showed off her titties. and was quickly I forget if it was like planned. I think it was planned, and because of something WWE was trying to incorporate into their Attitude Era business there, and she is probably mostly known for that, and probably mostly known for being Jerry the King Lawler's 800th wife, or, one of his many young wives he's had in his life. So, so 20 years later, almost 20 years later, 17 years later, she aged a little. She's a little older, but she's still, she's not that much older than I am. But she was, kind of a sex. What's the word? Not a sex magnet, a sex symbol. There you go, a sex symbol to many young, men out there And, Sunny wasn't around anymore. She was getting, a bit stale. And the cat came along, blonde, cute, willing to expose her breasts. So, she was part of there was about 20 wrestlers inside one room having breakfast. And, the likes of a lot of former WWE employees or athletes, superstars, were there. And most of them, if not all of them, work now for the WWE, except for Miss Kitty, the cat, Stacy Carter. So she was boozing early in the morning. She had a glass of wine, maybe 2 or 3, who knows. She was a little tipsy. It was, and I was like, cool, it's kind of cool. It's probably like, she's, probably not in the best mood at her age at that time to be up in that early in the morning with a bunch of crazy wrestling fans asking her a bunch of crazy questions. So, she was not at the table that we sat in. This table that's, the wrestler that sat at the table that me and my fiance were at was I forgot his name. Kurt Hawkins. Yes, and he, as we know, got employed back to WWE and won the tag team titles at WrestleMania 3 years later. This year's WrestleMania. So, a lot of, everyone that I've met actually, their careers went upwards again as their career looked like they were sinking down. So Kurt Hawkins, and I do have a picture with me and Kurt Hawkins, and he was a former WWE tag team champion at the time, and at the time he would be a future WWE tag team champion. So met Kurt Hawkins too, so put that on the list. But the cat, she's just a little tiny little chick who's now in her mid-40s, and she still looks cute. I'm not saying I want to, do anything to her. I'm just saying, I have respect for her. She's a celebrity, and, in my eyes, she was very infamously known for exposing herself on national television. I think during the Royal Rumble, one of the Royal Rumbles, I don't know, I think it's 2001 maybe, or is it 2000? I should have researched this, but I don't need to research the memory of meeting her. So, she was hanging around with Terry a lot. I noticed that. So they were being old women together. I say that with playfully. They aren't old. Like I said, she's not too much older than I am. Terry, on the other hand, Terry Runnels, she might be close to 60 soon. So, not that there's anything wrong with that. We all are getting old. But the cat, Stacy Carter, drinking wine early, 10 in the morning. I guess she had nothing else to do after that. But, the food was the best breakfast I've ever had, and I went back for seconds. Me and Tommy Dreamer went back for seconds. As I went for seconds, Tommy Dreamer was coming back, filling his plate for another. And he's much bigger than I thought. In real life, he's a big dude. Not just because he's a chunkier guy than the rest of the pro wrestlers out there. No, because I just know him as regular sized, average wrestler size. But in real life, he's huge, and So I got to bump rocks with Tommy Dreamer as he went to his table and passed by me. I passed by him to get to my food, or another plate of food. There was like sausage mixed with like, there was sausage, there was ham, the eggs were mixed in with like bell peppers and tomatoes. It was like it was a Mex-Tex meal, that's what it was. And I never, I'm in California, I'm Mexican, but I'm not, I'm not like, I can't get Tex-Mex here. It's just Mex here, so, and it was bomb. They had like fresh fruit, like watermelon not slices, but without the rinds. It was like the best breakfast I ever had, and like I had 2 plates, and there was more. And but I didn't want to like eat. I had like, there was not enough time for me and my fiance at the time to eat, do all this shit, meet some wrestlers afterwards, take a picture. I don't know, you guys look online on my Facebook, I have all the pictures put up. Some of them were taken down by someone else that shouldn't have, but I met a lot of cool wrestlers that, that I was marking out all weekend, trying to keep my cool. It was just an amazing experience. Unfortunately, I did not have enough money to attend WWE Access and meet some current WWE superstars. But I wasn't worried about that. I was more into the nostalgia appeal of these older wrestlers. Like I like, all I had to do was just look a certain direction, and there's like miles and miles of, oh, that's him. Oh, that's Honky Tonk Man. Oh, that's Jake the Snake. Just legendary wrestlers. And I didn't get their autographs. I got like the ones that were, cool. So that was the morning of WrestleMania, and it was hard to wake up to attend this thing because we were at a motel a whiles away from the hotel, that building that they were all meeting at for breakfast. So a lot of money was spent, but a lot of money was saved for this occasion, and it's probably it's up there with one of the greatest times of my life. I've never gotten so close to too many wrestlers at a time. I felt like I still have dreams sometimes, like I'm hanging out with all these wrestlers because like they were real people. They're real people, and like people that, some of them, like, they're not, they have lives outside of their fake wrestling world. They have lives outside of the TV screen. And, I knew this, but it was like, it blew my mind. And when attending, the most craziest part was attending WrestleMania. And I will talk about that in a future episode. Because, there's a lot to say about this whole weekend. I want to go through it not in real time, but in, sequence. I don't want to go off the timeline here. I want to keep... But I was going through my pictures on Facebook, and the first one was of the cat, and I thought, hey, I could tell stories about meeting these wrestlers at the time. And there's like details in between, like I didn't think I could fill up, 13 minutes and a half talking about the cat. Well, we did include a couple other wrestlers, but, I felt that, I was just gonna add, like, a short story and about it, and because I made the cover picture already, so, but I managed to do it. 15 minutes of, almost 15 minutes talking about the cat and WrestleCon. I wish I could attend a WrestleCon weekend and a WrestleMania weekend every year. Hold on. But it's too fucking expensive. So I can't. But next time I get a chance, it'll probably be if they come around to me, which will probably be in the California area, which I think is going to happen soon. And I want to take my daughter with me before she turns 18 and doesn't want to spend time with her dad anymore. But, or doesn't have to, anyways. Speaking of my daughter, I'm going to end the wrestling story here and save it for another podcast episode, because the next episode is going to be all about my wonderful, beautiful, smart daughter. And actually, as I'm recording this, it is past midnight and it is her birthday. And happy birthday, sweeties. And I've already posted a couple of things online, as you have probably already seen, whoever. And, I have to now focus on some stories that I want. I already have some in mind. I don't know how they're going to pan out. I don't know how long this show will be, but the next episode is called the birthday episode. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to expose her to, all you out there. You're going to have to, just find my social media and, find out yourself. I mean, there's nothing to hide. But she is a minor, and I want to protect her identity and her privacy, so anybody, tries to, cyberbully her or whatever, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to, make sure horrible things happen to you, and that I'm there to watch and witness. So that's just fair warning. Hope I don't get banned or whatever. I've been posting things on Amino, and I've been getting shit taken down for, I guess, everybody has rules. But, I don't like being censored, and I don't like stuff that I put up taken down for stupid reasons, when it's been put up for artistic reasons. So, alright. So in the next episode, it's all about my daughter and her birthday, which is right now. And on a note, I guess I'll get into the not sad, but almost devastating news in the next show, on the episode. So if you're listening this far, please share this episode and share all other episodes that I have online, as I continue to podcast until I die, I guess. There's no stopping me. As long as I have a phone, actually, as long as I have any device, I can podcast here. And this is the podcast from hell, not just the podcast from hell, just podcast from hell. And I'm extreme-vampyr, and in the next episode, it's all about my daughter. There's gonna be no fucking cussing in it, so I just let that one out right now, because and it's gonna be called Podcast from Heaven, as I've already made the cover art for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one and enjoy the next. And follow me, social media, everywhere. Just Google me, and you'll find me. Extreme Vampyr. All right, peace out.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.